All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash, for the Spirit to do this lesson. Double honor to the elders and apostles that great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord, prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom Barakathum. And I wanted to touch on this article real quick. It says 750 bodies, 51 bodies. Found buried at Indigenous school in Canada. Leaders say the school operated from 1899 to 1997 in Saskatchewan. Indigenous leaders say they expect to find even more bodies elsewhere. Whew. Man, bro. Now you know why this devil's got to be removed. And now you have even more proof that the so-called Native Americans are Israelites, man. Because who else is this happening to on such a large scale? And I don't give a damn about you other heathen that particular things get to happen to, because we all know in every country there's Israelites, okay? And we're at the lowest of the low in these different nations, man. Wherever you see the bottom group of people, you know, like India has a caste system called the Untouchables, or the Dalits. That, you know, those are more than likely, the majority of them are Israelites, okay? And this is proof that the so-called Native Americans are Israelites. Because look at this, man. You don't find mass graves of Edomite children like that, man. And even when you do see egregious things happen to a little Edomite, sometimes the Most High just gets tired of looking at you and suffering you. And it's usually another Edomite. Crazy, batshit, you know. Because you got that murderous gene in them, you know. It says the leaders of indigenous groups in Canada said Thursday investigators have found 751 unmarked graves at the site of a former residential school for indigenous children, a discovery that follows last month's report of 215 at another school. Oh shit, I didn't even know about the other 215. So Esau, that's about 1,000 children, man. It says this was a crime against humanity, an assault on First Nations, said Chief Bobby Cameron on the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous First Nations in Saskatchewan. Said he expects more graves will be found on residential school grounds across Canada. So they were off in Jake, man. And if this don't make you upset, I don't know what will. It says we will not stop until we find all the bodies. Well, you're probably not going to find all the bodies. All right. This is demonic as hell, man. It says the bodies were discovered at the Marieville Indian Residential School, which operated from 1899 to 1997. So that whole time Esau was sacrificing you, man. We all know what was going on with what goes on with these little kids, man. Especially Jake. Esau wants to do some very fucked up shit to you, man. When you watch that movie Doctor Sleep, that's what this is, man. These people are witches, man. Precept real quick. Lamentations 4. Let me go down to I believe it's 18 or 19. Yeah, Lamentations 4 and 18. It says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go, in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. All right, they hunt our steps. These are hunters, man. Esau's a very cunning hunter, just like Nimrod was. Esau is in that same spirit, and you know when he's fascinated with death and taxidermy, he's got an entire industry about taking, dead animals, their heads, and hanging them up. And that's a whole industry. He's into hunting, just killing animals for sport, for no fucking reason, even to their extinction. He still won't let it go. The buffalo, he killed 80 million buffalo throughout the 1800s. This man is a hunter, and he's the devil. You know, that's no other way to really say it besides that he's just the devil. All right. It says they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets, and that's right. These children couldn't go into the streets. You know. Now, ultimately, the punishment is from the Most High, right? As the scriptures do say, whoever perished being innocent. And you read Job 4 and Job 4 and 7. But that's on you too, Esau. You know, the scriptures say that I was but a little displeased, and you furthered the affliction. That's crazy, man. It says our persecutors are swifter than eagles of the heavens, so that gives you a clue, because the scriptures are cold with imagery and animal comparisons to different particular beasts. You have particular animals that are synonymous with certain people, like the dragon and the eagle. That's you, Esau. Okay? You know, you got the bear with Russia, and the lion with I believe is either Babylon or Persia, but the scriptures are cold with it, man. So when it says our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven, that's a direct reference to you, nigga. It says they pursued us up on the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. All right, and that's laying in wait to set up a school where a bunch of kids are going to be at, and then you go in there and hunt them down. I'm waiting for the cover-up story of what happened. Goodness gracious, man. You got to get the hell out of here. It says the Pope needs to apologize for what happened, he said. An apology is one stage in the way of a healing journey. Now, the only way to heal, as a matter of fact, the brother, shout out to the brother, Quanah Wafi, put this this precept out. That's Numbers 35, I believe. Then it says an apology is one way stage in the way of healing. It made me think of it. There's only one way to cleanse and heal, okay? For the things that you have done. And I'm going to tell you right now, an apology ain't going to cut it, partner. An apology is not going to cut it. 750 in one school, another 200 and something at another school. Goodness. This is Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. All right? You so-called French up there in Canada, and you so-called English, who is basically just the devil, Esau, Edom. That's what you have to pay back. Your own blood. And I don't give a damn how long ago it happened. You're going to pay it back. Your kids are going to pay it back. You targeted our kids. That's what needs to happen. Period. And the Most High is going to see that thing comes to pass, man. When judgment gets ready to come on this place, it's going to be it's going to be beyond justified. As a matter of fact, you're going to be like, Lord, why didn't you do this 100 years ago? That's how justified the Lord's going to be when he comes back with these horrific judgments. And these judgments are going to be horrific. You're going to be wondering, well, how could anything justify something so horrific happening to us? This is why. And this is just what it's been published, man. There, by definition of what's been published, there has to be more. There has to be. And see, the Most High sees everything, and you niggas are gonna pay. And all of you niggas that are scoffing, that are coming against this truth, or just bullshitting, you're gonna die that same death as them. Is that not enough reason to fear the Lord? says, following that discovery, Pope Francis expressed his pain over the discovery. Um, Pope Francis, that demon. Pope Francis expressed his pain over the discovery and pressed religions and political authorities to shed light on this sad affair, but he didn't offer the apology sought by First Nations and by Canadian Prime Minister. Now, what does the Pope have to do with this? Because you know this is most likely a Catholic school, and you know what those Catholic priests were doing, man. He's gonna offer you an apology. That man, you gotta be careful what you say on YouTube. But I'll just say this: the level of judgment coming to you people, it's not on the scale. Okay, you can't fit it on a scale. It's going to be unbelievable, and it's going to be unbelievably justified when these particular demons start manifesting themselves. These other worldly creatures, before the nuclear missiles hit this place. When these things start getting busy on you, man, that's going to be a beautiful day. It says, it says from the 19th century until the 1970s, more than 150,000 indigenous children were forced to attend state-funded Christian schools, the majority of them run by Roman Catholic missionary congregations, in a campaign to assimilate them into Canadian society. Land that didn't belong to you niggas to begin with, man. So they, man, you got a lot to pay for it, Esau. I'm gonna get this last precept. That's about all I can stomach on this this story, man. Wow. Just wow, man. They're in the same spirit of those Canaanites spoken about in Wisdom of Solomon 12, I believe. Because they are witches. This is all witchcraft. That Aleister Crowley nonsense. They believe you can get the highest level of magical, spiritual powers by going inside of a little boy. You're the devil, man. There's no other way around it. Anybody still thinks this man is not the devil, man? You're deluded. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12. I'll start at 2. It says, therefore chastenest thou them by little, and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness, that they may believe on thee, O Lord Jehovah. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, all right, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. All right, and that was you Canaanites that were in our land. At the Most High, He suffered you to be there. And see, Esau, y'all on that same vein, man. Y'all in that same vein of wanting to be like them. You have all these different gods, you know, modern day versions of Molech. You got the owl over there in Bohemian Grove. All right, when you go to Wall Street, you got a giant bull statue over there in Wall Street. Different monuments to wickedness, basically. And we all know what goes behind closed doors of you wicked elites. It says, verse 4 says, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. It says, and also those merciless murderers of children, and devourers of men's flesh, and the feast of blood. All right, that's what's going on with you people, man. This is old. This isn't anything new. This has been going on since Canaan. And now you see why the Most High commanded us to wipe these people out entirely, man. Don't leave anything behind from these people. And that's what it's going to be like with Esau. When he judges America, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be nothing left. He's going to completely, utterly burn this place. Melt it completely. It says, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands, souls destitute of help. Because I guarantee you there's probably parents that knew what was going on, man. And didn't say shit and continue to let kids basically pass through the fire like it was in the days of old. You probably had teachers there that knew what was going on. That wasn't necessarily doing it, but they knew. And the Most High is going to kill you people. So with that, hopefully our brothers were edified. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash, Wa Abba Babal, Shalom.